here. What are some reasons why people want to look at managed services versus doing it themselves? Last year, Forrester Research did a survey, and we got some surprising results. Actually, in the past, the one that was always number one was cost. People said, I want to do managed services because it's going to cost me less to do them than for me to do them myself. Now, that's tough because you have to kind of build an ROI matrix. But the reality of it is, and I'll show you in a few minutes, some discussion points about the fact that when you buy a product, and then maybe if you buy even the Cadillac or the Platinum level service agreement, ultimately when you call the support desk for that product, so let's say you go buy a tipping point if you buy a physical environment, or you say you go to StoneSoft and get a virtual firewall software implementation, the first thing the support guys are going to do is try to find the quickest way they can to get you off the phone and have you go do something. On a managed environment, it's completely different. A managed environment's whole focus is when you call our Security Operations Center, it's a partnership. We're going to work together with you to solve the problem and get right down to it. And now we may still have you do some tasks because there's some things I can't do. We may still have you go out and make some configuration changes or check on an implementation or check on an instance. And then when you call us back, we're going to help work with you to see if it's solved the problem. That's completely different than a product perspective. So overall, cost can be much less in a managed environment. But interestingly enough, the one that's driving people to move to managed services is not just cost anymore, but it's the fact that you can't just do this on a weekly, hourly, monthly basis. You've got to do it 24 hours a day. And there's just no way any of us could, unless you're in my business, could dedicate resources to doing this all the time. And the reason for this is that the complexity of the attacks is getting much broader. In the old days, we had maybe what I would call 100 common denominator attack vectors. I'm not going to bore you with math here, but the point here was that from those, we might have seen another 1,000 variants. In the end, they all were these 100 or so. It was pretty easy to pick out, what they were. There's thousands of these you've heard. Today, though, what's happening is it's much more complicated. We see multiple attack vectors simultaneously, and they can actually re-engage real time at different times simultaneously. So when one system becomes infected, it actually might have in the common denominator pool 50, 100 possible of all of the common denominators, and then it begins to morph itself. So today the gray area between worm and Trojan is really growing because the attacks aren't just coming from one place. And so the nice thing about a managed service is that's what we do. We stay on top of that stuff all the time. It's just really important to think about this not as just going to buy an appliance or buying an application and put in your virtual environment and it's going to solve the problem. It's going to take some constant care and feeding, and that's what we do. And the last one, I think the third one that really came up was greater competency. What we believe is that we become an extension of your staff. This is something you can't do on your own. You'd have to go hire lots of experts. Now, I talk with banks. I even talk with government agencies who have full-time security people on staff dedicated to these tasks. They often need additional experts and support. So even for the guys who've got it all already, our SOC provides that additional layer of support to them. For the majority of us who don't have the benefit of being able to hire a full-time guy 24 hours a day who's got every security clearance and every security credential in the world, that's where the SOC really becomes beneficial, as our team becomes an extension of your staff. And that's really what we're about. We're about these really three key points, and that is we believe in order for you to be protected, you've got to have 24-hour-a-day monitoring. We're not looking at the packets every hour or once a week. We're looking at them real time as they come in. We're going to take a look at them, see if there's a problem. We're going to compare them against your security policy, and we're going to take the actions you've asked us to take on your behalf. And in some cases, our analysts may actually escalate the procedure. If we begin to see something that started as a low-level alert and begins to kind of be this constant pounding, then obviously our analysts will escalate that into the next level of the category. Another nice thing, too, is cost. Again, we do everything. In the virtual world, you provide your own hardware. But in this case, we do provide all the updates to the applications. We're keeping all the subscriptions up. We're getting downloads of signatures. I know I talk with some clients of mine that have Cisco and have Fortinet, and they're always disappointed in the fact that the cost for the subscriptions for the signatures keeps going up. This is all part of the service. So you're going to basically see over time, if you add up all the little nickels and dimes of buying a product solution or even a StoneSoft-like solution, we're going to actually be pretty cost effective. But I think the last one is really the most important one. We're going to free up your people to be able to do other things and know that you've got a staff of security experts looking over your shoulder 24 hours a day. So I think that's probably, again, one of the key benefits. Just a quick run through here. This is our portal that you get access to. We store all the security events back in our security server. Another key benefit, too, is that we have about 700 devices and instances deployed today. From that, you get the benefit of not just us monitoring you, but the fact that you get the benefit of us having 699 others that we're seeing how those are being impacted across the globe. So when you first land into the landing page into the portal that you get access to, you'll be able to see kind of how you rate against the world right now. In addition, from the portal, too, you can see all the services you have active, the performance of our application in the system, and we have a complete change control system. Just quickly, one of the other key benefits of our service is that we don't just monitor the logs. We actually record those events when an alert is triggered into our database, and then against those events, we mark against it every action that we took against your security policy. That's unique. That's different. You just go to a log file on a firewall, maybe you've done this before, you're just going to see a bunch of things in there about this IP address did this to this IP address. We're actually going to show you that and tell you, hey, by the way, because they were doing that and that was against your security policy, we put a block in against them, or we emailed you a notification about that activity, or we called you. And of course, we've got some great reporting as well to help you to be able to, if you have audits or you have